What's up everyone, this is Trainer Dell, and in this video I have for you my Wyleth Soul of Steel deck profile update. And the proxy card I get to use is Dell Boros Swordsman with some Kirito art when he was wearing the Blood of the Ninth Oaths. Night of the Blood Oaths? Night Blood, whatever it was. It's Boros colors, so that's why I thought that was a really cool proxy that I was able to make. But Wyleth Soul of Steel is 1 in a Boros, 1 red, white, legendary creature, human warrior with trample, and whenever it attacks, draw a card for each aura and equipment attached to it. So I just think it's really cool. Definitely one of my favorite decks I've been playing as of late. And this build right here is probably, I don't know how much stronger to make it. You know, I probably could get more swords, more stuff. I don't know, honestly. So I'm actually gonna downgrade this deck. I'm gonna make it a little more fun to play, not put too much pressure and everything, because I think it's just, you'll see the card deck list, and there will be a deck list. The Arca deck will be linked down below. So by the time, if you ever do play me, I do play at like some local card shops around, this deck should be a little different from what you'll see. But I'm proud of how much I poured into this, how much I had fun building it and making it. So yeah, let's get right into it. So we got the Esper Sentinel, basically to draw cards. Obviously a new card from Modern Horizons 2, really awesome new card. Dranith Magistrate is a little stacks boy. Just your opponent can't cast spells from anywhere other than hands, so obviously their command zone, they can't really cast from there. SRAM, Senior Edificer, to draw cards. If you play auras or equipments. Vehicle spells too, but there's no vehicles. Rayab, Master Smith, so whenever a creature you control that's enchanted or equipped attacks, it gains double strike. Cole the Forge Master, mainly here, so whenever another non-token creature you control dies, if it was enchanted or equipped, then it's just returned to the hand, so hopefully you not have to pay no more commander tax. Pure Steel Paladin, so whenever an equipment enters, you also draw a card, and with Metalcraft, as long as there's 3 or more artifacts on the field or on your side of the board, then your equipment have equip 0. Arden, Intrepid Archaeologist, basically at the beginning of your combat of your turn, you can attach any number of auras and equipments you control to target permanent or player, so another way to cheat out equipment like cost. Ironclad Slayer, just to retrieve basically an aura equipment from the graveyard back to your hand when it ETBs. Danitha Capuchin Paragon has all of those keywords: First Strike, Vigilance, Lifelink, or an equipment spells you cast cost 1 less. Valduk, Keeper of the Flame, kind of like its own other finisher. Basically, at the beginning of the combat your turn, for each aura and equipment attached to this, you get to create a 3/1 elemental creature token with trample and haste, and then exile them. So if you have this in Arden on the board and a bunch of equipments, it's kind of a good like game ender. Akiri, Fearless Voyager, basically a secondary commander in the deck. Whenever you attack a player with 1 or more equipped creatures, draw a card, and has that effect that you may unattach an equipment from a creature you control, and if you do, you tap it, and that creature gains indestructible. Keeper of the Cord, really good mono white card to help you catch up. So at the beginning of each opponent's end step, if that player controls more creatures than you, you create a 1/1 white soldier creature token, and if they have more lands than you, then you can search for planes, I believe a basic planes, and then put it to the battlefield tap and shuffle your library. The second part is really good. So this card, new card from D&D, basically in here, because when it dies, then you create an equipment where, yeah, it gives you a sword that's 2/2/0, and whenever equipped creature attacks, tap target creature defending player controls. And I like it mainly because it reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh's the dragon story in its town, and Yu-Gi-Oh sword from Sword Art Online, and obviously playing a character, basically Kirito, but I changed the name to be like me, Trainer Dell. Just wanted something to remind me of that. I like that part. Halvar, God of Battle, and obviously you can turn into I don't really play Halvar. I just play Sword of the Realms because it's really good. 1 and a white, also 1 and a white to equip, and whenever equipped creature dies, returns to its hand, so you don't want to do commander cost. And I think it gets +2/+0 in vigilance. Yeah. So that's good. Stonehewer Giant. I, for the longest, did not want to put this in the deck, but for some reason, I did not read the last 2 sentences where I just thought you search your library for an equipment and just put it into the battlefield. I didn't know you get to also attach it. So that's really cool. That's, again, just cheating out equipment cost. And yeah, he's kind of like another MVP in the deck himself. So this is cards to search the equipments. We got Steel Shaper's Gift. Search your library for an equipment, reveal it, shuffle. Open the armory, gets you an aura or equipment. Basically the same thing. And the new card, Fighter Class, from the D&D set. So when this enters, you get to search. You equip abilities cost 2 less, and whenever a creature you control attacks, up to 1 target creature blocks it this combat if able. And Wyleth has trample, so that doesn't really matter, especially when you're equipped out. It's fine. So we got equipments here. Basically a lot. Let's get through these. Shadow Spear, Commander's Plate, Swift Boots, Mask of Memory, and I guess something that is cuttable. Trailblazer's Boots, again, kind of cuttable because it doesn't really give anything else except that land walk, which, I mean, it's Commander. Most people play non-basic lands, but there's still times where they do just play basic lands. Dowsing Dagger, I think it's really good in the deck, but I can understand giving your opponent some creatures are not good, but because they're 0/2s and you have trample, you're mainly going to flip this. Although you don't always want to flip it because you know, it's whether you want ramp or to draw cards. Sword of Animus, ramp basically. Black Blade Reforged, another really good card. That can be a game ender. Robe of Stars, the new card from the Commander D&D set, and equipped creature gets +0/+3. Astral Projection, 1 and a white, equipped creature phases out, and everything attached to it phases out. So that's really good, especially if they target Wyleth or the swords or anything like that. Just phase it all out, protect it. I think that's really, this is a card I've been like happy to get. Sword of Light and Shadow, Feast and Famine for the Wombo combo. The new Hearth and Home, really good again, ramp. Nettle Cyst, took out the All That Glitters for this just because I like this more permanently on the board, and it can come out with its own little germ creature. Sunforger and Hammer of Nazan, indestructible, and just again ways to cheat out equipment costs. For the equipment, I mean for the auras, not too much. Sentinel Eyes, Skyblade's Boon, and Spectral Steel. It's just easy ways to get these back, and this gives it also flying and Spectral Steel so to return an aura or equipment when this hits the graveyard. So I go with Skyblade's Boon instead of Griff's Boon, only because I like the sword theme. Basically, that's it. I don't have a lot of card draw because I think Wyleth himself is the card draw engine of the deck. So if you equip it, start swinging, you'll start drawing cards, hopefully search for more equipment and get more stuff on them, draw more cards. We got Tome of Legends, just because I'm an attacking deck, so I will be putting counters on this and just continue the card draw. You may say this is a ramp spell. I still think it's a draw spell because it basically, when you play it, you basically get 2 planes. You search your deck for 2 planes. So I think it's a draw spell with the possibility of helping you ramp. So that's my belief on it. And Valakut Awakening, where you can kind of draw 1 in a sense. I mean, you kind of equal out, or you can just make it a land. So good. Like I said, not too much on that end. So let's get through the ramp real quick. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Boros Signet, well, Talisman of Conviction, Mind Stone, Thought Vessel, and Commander Sphere. Kind of cuttable, but I do like it. For the removal, we got Swords to Plowshare, Path to Exile, Vandal Blast, Disenchant, Rip Apart. This is a really good card. Like, even though it's sorcery speed, trust, this has come through for me in the clutch so many times. Generous Gift, make that elephant. Chaos Warp, Wear and Tear, Crush Contraband, Settle the Wreckage, Slash the Ranks, and Single Combat for like mainly board wipes. Again, this one may be cuttable for something a little more consistent. Sigarda's Aid, these are like the utility cards. Your auras and enchantments, or your aura enchantments and equipment artifacts basically get flash. And whenever they enter, you attach it. So way just to cheat out. So we got Reverberate. Some of these are like the, whatchamacallit, the stuff to just, they're utility cards, but they also help with Sunforger. So we got Reverberate, Boros Charm, Deflecting Palm. This one, not really, but Savine's Reclamation, just to kind of get back either lands or Wyleth himself or anything else that's 3 or lower. Teferi's Protection, Deflecting Swat, and the Wombo combo with Sword of Feast and Famine, Aggravated Assault. So for the mana base, I don't know. I guess I could get like more like City of Brass or like, what's that, Mana Confluence, stuff like that. But yeah, for the most part, I think this is fine. I think this works. So Command Tower, Fabled Passage, Arid Mesa, yep, Plateau. Thank you to Finch and Sparrow for selling me a nice plateau. Let's go Sunbit Canyon. I'd like to thank one of my friends for hooking me up with that. Battlefield Forge, Rugged Prairies, Sacred Foundry, Clifftop Retreat, Fury Calm Snarl, Inspiring Vantage, Spectator Seating, Temple of Triumph, maybe cuttable. Needle Verge Pathway. I kind of just want to get the Secret Lair version, the one with like the swords. That'd be pretty cool. Mistfield Plains, ways to get back your instance, you know, for the Sunforger package and stuff, or just anything in particular. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plains. I think 5 mountains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mountains. We got Reliquary Tower, because sometimes you draw so much, you want to keep your hand, especially, and also with Thought Vessel. Command Beacon. If there's ever a time where Wyleth gets like targeted so much and you know, you don't want to pay all that mana. Strip Mine, because Strip Mine. Scavenger Ground, Graveyard Hate. Buried Ruin, get back some artifact, or get back an artifact. And then if you have Savine's Reclamation, get this back. Slayer Stronghold to have haste and vigilance. And War Room to help draw also. Not a draw spell, but ways to draw. So yeah, that's the updated deck profile. There will be a list down below that you can link to. It will have this whole card list. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. All right. Peace.